Hey Flosstube, it's Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw, and it is July 7th, 2023. I wanted to get that right because I think on my last video, I said it was 2025. I got a weird text from my sister as she was watching my video, and she's like, "Are you a time traveler?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Go watch your video." And she sent me a video, like for the front part of it, and I said it was 2025. And I was like, 2 minutes in, 2 seconds in, I wasn't good. Hopefully this will be better. I have lots of finishes to show. Oh, there's a string hanging. Sorry, I moved you. Lots of finishes to show. No fully finishes. I need to put glue on my butt and sit in the chair and fully finish. And I have no excuse other than, shiny things. I got distracted and I haven't been fully finishing. So I'm going to regret that choice later on. But I do have a lot to show. So I'm going to jump in and show you there's been a couple questions. I've had people ask me, but I also seen it on some cross stitch forum sites, and they've asked, like, what do you do to hold your cross stitch, your pattern? So I wanted to show, I've showed it on here before, so if you're a longtime viewer, you've seen this, but if not, it's always kind of neat to see what people use. I use two different things. So the main thing that I use is these Knitter Prides, and they are, I think they're supposed to be like knitting pattern holders, but they, what do you call this? Easel, snap together with snaps, and then it can sit on your desk or your table or whatever you need it to. And you can put your pattern here. This is magnetic. So this is magnetic. This is my needle minder that was just stuck on here. And they also come with these great, really sturdy magnets that I go down my pattern with. So I keep moving it down as I go. I like to cross stitch down. Sometimes that's not always an option, but I think my cross stitches look prettier when I'm going down. I mean, I do go across, but like, I don't like to go up. I don't think that makes sense, but anyhow, it's just a quirky thing I like to do. This is what I mainly use. I do use this when we are traveling in the truck. It's super easy. You unhook it. It's just little snaps back here. You unhook it and it folds flat. And it keeps my paper in there. I always use a working copy in case I want to mark on it or anything like that. But this is really great. And let me show you an up close. It is called, can you see that? I'm not sure. I think there's a reflection. Knitter's Pride. I get mine on Amazon. This one is a patterned one, but they have plain black ones. They may have other colors. This is, I'm trying to think of the size. 9.5 by 5.5, I think is what it is. Something like that. I don't know. This is the smaller size. There is a bigger one that fits a whole page. I like it. It just doesn't travel for me as well as this one does. So I use that. I also use my stand from, and I'm going to turn this around. Well, let me take this off. I used my stand from 141 Designs, and there's the wooden stand. I use this at home. So this I don't travel in the truck with, but I do really like it. I have one of my twistable, these are colored pencils that I use to mark off a chart. And on this stand, I will put this metal board that I got off of Amazon. I think I just looked on metal magnetic board, and it 12 by 12. Oh, sorry, that's my pattern. I'm so sorry. You can see there's my pattern on there. And it comes with a ton of magnets, and I just stick this on this board, and that's what I use at the house. It's a really easy setup. I put it on the tray in front of me, and so that's what I use. So those are the two things that I use for my pattern. I always have one of those going. That's just how I was taught. And so I never hold my pattern or anything like that. It's just easy for me. So, okay, with that out of the way, let me show my finishes. And I'm gonna have to find the cards because I got them all mixed up when I was ironing them. I had them in order. I was organized. I'm not anymore. But they are halfway ironed, quickly ironed. Okay, the first one is a little ornament. And if you didn't know, I am doing the Goal to 52 ornaments, Goal to Stitch 52 ornaments. That's the hashtag. And I've been doing it with a couple ladies on Instagram. If you go down my Instagram, which is Made by Michelle McGraw, you will see ornaments and you will see the hashtag. And then if you go to that hashtag, you can see other people that are doing it as well. I've even seen other people joining in, which I think is fantastic. It's not a must do, it is a goal. And maybe we reach it and maybe we don't. Let's see, I have finished 10, 20, 30, 45, 47 pieces so far this year. And out of those 47 pieces, 10, 20, 35, 36 of them are ornaments. So I am on good progress with my goal and it's been fun. So the first one that I did, and I'm gonna go up close. This is from Merry Christmas from Cottage Garden. So here's the pattern. And I just really liked the skating Santa. So I did the skating Santa. Now I just used floss that I had that was stuck in one of my Stitching with the Housewives bags. And I just pulled floss from that to make them so he kind of matched, but also it was super easy. So yeah, isn't he cute? I think he's gonna make a really adorable little ornament. And did I buy that pattern just to do the skating Santa? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I thought he was so cute. So I did. And that was on Picture This Plus Murky. The next one is from Mary Mrs. Claus from Stitching with the Housewives. I have the PDF. There she is. I've already done the Santa. I finished him earlier this year, so I needed to do her. And she is stitched on 14 count chalkboard Ada. And there she is. Not great lighting today, but there you go. She's so cute. So I'm going to finish those together. Okay, the next finish that I have is actually a whip that I got out of the pile. I don't know why I was inspired to stitch on this, but I was in the midst of all this. This is October 31st from With Thy Needle and Thread. And I had started this in 2020. It is stitched on 16 count Picture This Plus Myrrh. And here is my progress, or my finish, I should say. So this one has an interesting story. If you look at this pattern, I always thought that that was just a very large-chested witch. I didn't realize that she had like a teeny tiny waist. Those were her arms. I thought she just had very big bosoms. I don't know how else to say that nicely. No, she has a tiny waist. But on this fabric, see how it kind of looks? I love her on this fabric. Really, really love her. So I did sub out colors. When I kitted this up, I didn't have the called for colors, so I used something that I had that was pretty much the same color, just from Stash. So I have like a whole list of colors that I used, but it's the same colors. They're just, you know, like I didn't have Weeks Tiger Eye, so I used Classic Color Colonial Copper. You know, stuff like that. Now, I will say, I did change her dress. Her dress was supposed to be Weeks Oscar, I think, which is, in my Weeks, is all of, like, it's more green. And I didn't want her to be green. So that is actually Classic Colorworks Is it Witch's Brew or Witching Hour? No, it's Gentle Arts Witching Hour. And it's like a purpley brown black. It's really pretty. The purple isn't overwhelmingly, but it does have a slight tinge to it. It doesn't really, on the skein, it shows up kind of purpley. But I finished her. Now, I did leave off the bottom of the pattern has October 31st and more grass. That is 20 rows of grass. I was not stitching 20 rows of grass. I was like, nope, there's a grass line, we're done. So that's my finish. I'm glad to get it out of the whip pile. I really, really, really like it. And I need to fully finish it so I can have it out for Halloween. So I thought that turned out really nice. Loved the fabric. I really enjoyed that. Okay, the next one, let me get out the pattern and show it to you first, and then I'll show you my first finish. I'm gonna get out the front cover. Okay, so I don't even know how to say this company, so I'm gonna show you the pattern. It is Christmas Scenes. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got this on 123 Stitch. I'm sure other places sell it. I wanted to do Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus as stand-ups. They are adorable. So I started with Mrs. Claus. She is adorable. I loved stitching her. Love stitching her. So I stitched her on 25 count Desert Opal Essence. It's also called raw linen. It's not linen, it is a Lugana. It's 25 count over 2. I wanted her as big as I could get her. I mean, I guess I could have done her on 18 count over 2. I've done that before, but I didn't want her huge. I think she'll make a good stand-up. So beside my hand, she's a good size stand-up. Her back stitching on her hair was quite involved, but it was so worth it. I love her glasses. That was one of my favorite things, was the glasses. The dress and everything else was way easier to backstitch. That hair had a lot of backstitching in it. But as you can see, I think she looks beautiful. So now I have to start Mr. Claus. Let me see, what else did I do? No, I wrote that on the back of something else. That's nice, Michelle. Used the same card I wrote on the back of it. So there's an up close of her. And you can see the fabric has a little sparkle for it. It's really pretty. This is one of the few opalescent fabrics that I really, really like. It's very, very subtle, but still sparkly. Really like it. And I love how she turned out. And I will be doing Mr. Claus soon. So wait a minute, before I forget, I need to put that pattern back in the bag because that is still a working whip since I need to finish Mr. Claus. Okay, the next finish that I have is a pattern that was gifted to me. It is an out of print pattern. And I had seen it on Instagram and Ginger had showed it and her finish was adorable and I loved it. And I said, you know, do you remember the designer? And she said, well, let me look. I think I might still have it. She had it. She sent it to me. How sweet is this? So this is called, let me get the official, Smell the Gingerbread, number 80. It's from Little River. Now, I've never heard of this designer. I actually was like looking all over. I thought it was a waxing moon design. It was not. It's by Little River. It is out of print. Now, if you see in this, I don't think this is a great picture for you. Let me slide it out of the cover. There is some yellow in the sprinkles and there's purple on the gingerbread. I changed that. I'm not a huge fan of yellow in a lot of patterns. I mean, like if it needs to be, but sometimes it looks primary to me and I don't like primary colors. So I thought, well, let me jazz it up a little bit and kind of, you know, this is an older pattern. Let me see. I don't know if I can see copyright on here. No, I don't see it. I don't see a thing on here, but it's an older pattern. It's out of print. My copy is going to Stacy. She wanted to stitch it. I had talked to Ginger when she sent it, and she said, pass it on when you're done. And I said, fantastic. I will be passing it on. I kept it in the page protector that she sent it to me in. And so I even have her envelope and her little note in here, which was so sweet. So thank you so much, Ginger, for sending me that. And I'm gonna pass it on so that somebody else can stitch this. So I modernized mine a little bit. I kept the red is the same, the green is different. I used, I don't know what Weeks Isle Morada. Yeah, take a guess. I also changed, the sprinkles were supposed to be done in a floss called, I think it was called, where is it at? Noel. I didn't have Noel, which is kind of what started this whole thing. And I thought, well, I don't want to buy a skein just to do this one project, and it's not that much on the project. What do I have that has a lot of variegation in it? I actually had a Weeks that is called Santa. And I thought, perfect, right? And it is a black, gray, white, red, and pink. Perfect. So this is my version of Smell of the Gingerbread. And I replaced, here's the Santa. I'll go in close and show. I did change the coloring on this gingerbread guy. I did not use the purple. I did not use beads on his eyes. What else did I do? And I did not backstitch the gingerbread. I thought that the gingerbread people, I thought they looked a little more modern, and they didn't need backstitching in my opinion. So I just didn't backstitch them. I had to change the sprinkle shaker to gray so that you could see it. It was originally done in white with a gray top. You couldn't really see the white on my fabric super good, so I didn't want a whole big thing in white. So let me go in close and you can see those little beads. The bead pack is another one. I used beads that I had. So I went through and I actually had a bead pack. I did not bring the bag up here. I had a bead pack that had white, mint green, hot pink, light pink. There was a black bead in there, or dark gray maybe. And I think that was it. And I thought that's perfect. It went perfect with the sprinkles or the variegated thread. And I hope you can see those up close. This was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed this. It is stitched on Picture This Plus Tyco, and I really love it. I can't wait to finish that. That is a super fun one. It's blingy in real life. The beads show up. It's just really pretty. Okay, let's see. I have another one that I was inspired to do was from a Prairie Village one. Now, I loved that train. I really wanted to do the track and the cow, but because I'm making this into an ornament, I left it off. That was gonna be an additional 20 more stitches wide, and I thought it was getting a little too long. So I used a scrap, probably from when I cut the other fabric, Picture This Plus Tyco, and here is my train. Now, I left the track off, which I think the track is adorable. Had I done it on smaller count, I would have added the track, but I did it on 14 count. It's what I had. I think it's cute, but I do really, really like the track on there. I like how they do that. Like, it's just really cute. I used the color, called for colors, and it's really cute. So I'm gonna make that into an ornament. So any train lovers, that is a great one to do for your Christmas tree. And that's Prairie Schooler, a Prairie Village one. Okay, my last fully finish is from Christmas Past. And I had done a couple of these before and I wanted to finish. And so I did the dog. I finished the dog. This is the chart from Prairie Schooler. And I did the dog. So he is stitched on Picture This Plus 14 count murky. Now he's not showing up great on camera. He shows up really good in person. So I think the lighting is kind of blowing out my colors a little bit. I'm trying to get it to where you can see him better. No, I don't think he's going to show up great on camera. He does in person. He's really cute. So that's the last one I'm going to do of that chart pack for now. Okay, whips. What do I have for whips? Active whips. Okay, I am participating in the Castle Homecoming from Frosted Pumpkin Sal, and we got the second part. So I was able to stitch up the second part. So there is what has been released so far. As you can see, the rest is blurred out. And this has been fun to stitch. I love Frosted Pumpkin. I am stitching this on 14 count Over the Rainbow from Crosswing Collection. I have a large piece here. Now it's slightly larger than I need, but I wasn't cutting it, and I'll cut off the extra when we're done. It's not ironed, but there is my finish on part 2. Really cute. I love the little wizard. He's super cute. And these bridge anchors were so cute. They were so fun to stitch. So part 2 is done, and it goes on the shelf until part 3 comes out. And it's so fun to stitch something that there's no reason to stitch it. You just love it. So that's a fun one. Still plenty of time to sign up if you want to stitch that. Okay, the next one that I'm working on is the wedding project, Bride and Groom. I got this pattern off of Etsy. This is for my son's wedding. And I'm going to add their names at the bottom. Let me get to the front cover. This is from Laser Arts Designs. Laser Arts Designs. And it's just called Bride and Groom. This is nothing like I've ever stitched before because it's like a watercolor. It's super fun. It's a lot of confetti. I'm glad that my back does not show up through the fabric because woo, it's confetti all over the place. But it's fine because I travel. I travel. There you go. I said it. You can't see it through the fabric. No one will ever know. Okay, so here is my progress. And I am on page 4. So I finished page 3 yesterday. And page 4 is just a little sliver down here of his coat. So I should be able to do that pretty quick. And then move down. So it's funny because like when you see it out here, it's so pretty. And when you go in close, can you see all that confetti that makes up? Is that not crazy looking? It looks so good from far away. So this has been a lot of fun to stitch. It's very different. I don't know if I'll have it done by their wedding. Their wedding is in October. I'm not 100% sure I'll have it totally completed, but we'll see. And it's going on their wall, so if it's not done at their wedding, it'll be done shortly after. It'll be fine. They know about it. His fiance, Mackenzie, actually helped pick it out because I really wanted to reflect her style. Let's face it, my son doesn't care. So wanted to make sure it was something she loved. All right, the last one. Now this one has been a pain in my butt, okay? Have you ever found a pattern that you just love and adore and you so badly want to stitch it? You've had it for years. When you finally go to stitch it, you're like, is this the right fabric? And you're so scared, like, because you want to stitch it. Blackberry Lane Designs. And these are Starry Night. This is Starry Night Part 2. And if you can see them, they're very hard to see because they are stitched very, very small, but they're very pretty. These are the religious ornaments I'm doing for my kids this year. There is 4 of them. So when I first started this, I started on 18 count. It was way too small. I thought, no, I need to do this on 14 count. So I changed it. I thought about doing it on 25 count, but I couldn't find fabric that I liked, that I had in stock. So I said, nope, I'm gonna stitch this on 14 count. I started stitching and I wasn't liking how it looked. And I also got off. So these are pendants. And I remember the pendants used to be in here and I took them out when I was storing them. I've had these patterns for years and years and years. And the pendants, they were literally this big. So you can see how tiny it's supposed to be stitched. The pattern itself is not a rectangle. It goes over. So when you wrap it to do it in the pendant, you don't have any lines, okay? That looked odd when you're not going to put it in a pendant. It's like, why is this weird shape? But she does have the square part on the chart, the rectangle part, blocked out so you can see it. I got off, I think because I counted from that dark mark thinking it was the 10s and it wasn't the 10s. Long story. Anyhow, I got off, I started ripping out. I was like, I don't like it. I just don't like it. I restarted it. I cut the fabric, the chart. I made a photocopy of it and I cut the chart and I cut off those oblong things that kind of went out in the pattern because the main pattern sits flat on the front. So you didn't need that. Cut those off. Now I'm doing it as a rectangle. I like the shape a lot better and the whole pattern is still there. I also decided that to stitch the shepherds, which is in the background, if you can see them, there's the shepherds. I stitched them in 3 strands versus 2, so they really stand out. So this is my progress. Oh my goodness, throwing it at people. This is my progress so far. You can see the streams coming in. You can see the top of the shepherds. I wanted to make sure that 3 strands was going to be what I wanted to do. And it absolutely is. I am much happier with this. And that's my progress. This is the 3rd restart. 3rd. I'm not even joking. I think I have perfected it. It is what I wanted. So I will I've showed these patterns before, but I will show them again. Let me show you what I'm talking about so it makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna hold it way back so you can see. So if you can see, this kind of bellows out here and here. I squared them all up. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so these are all from Blackberry Lane Designs. This is the 3 Wise Men. This is not one that I'm doing for them, but it's in this designer, so I put it in this bag. This is Keeping Watch. This is Starry Night Pendant. So I'm gonna assume this is like the first one. This is Starry Night Part 3. And if you can see how small this is, that is the piece with the cardboard that's supposed to be stitched on. Yeah, no. And actually, that's bigger. That's a bigger piece. I think you could have done 2 of them on there. I'm not joking. Small. And then there's, what is this one called? The Journey to Bethlehem. I think these are gorgeous, beautiful. I already showed you the Starry Night Part 2 is the one that I started. These are beautiful. I've wanted to stitch these for so long and I just wanted to get it right. And it's so frustrating when you're stitching something and you're not loving it. I am now loving this. So I've got it right now. Okay. So that is all of my whips and my finishes. Now I have some stash, which I will show and then talk about one. Ew. Okay, so I have a couple patterns that I printed out from Teresa Kogut. I am in her Patreon, and I loved these two. I'm in tier 4. There was another pattern I did not print out because it's not something I would stitch. I looked to make sure there weren't any elements that I wanted to stitch out of, and there just wasn't. But I liked these two, so I'm very happy. This is Dear Santa. Now, I love that Santa. He would make a great stand-up too. So he might go on the list to do as a stand-up. And then this one is called Dancer's Friend. And I love that reindeer. I think that's so pretty. She also has an ornament available that we can buy. I think it's normally like $5 you can buy the ornament until she releases it, well, for the month. And it's a reindeer laying down, I think, right? Is that one like, yeah, I think it's a reindeer laying down. And they're normally smaller because they're ornament size. I need to go purchase that this month because I do like that one. Okay, let me talk about this one next. Now, my bag stuck to the front of the pattern. So as you can see, I have some of the pattern up here. It doesn't matter, she's still. Gaia, the Earth Goddess from Bella Filipina. This is what I want to do. So I was looking around in my stash, and yes, I have a Mirabilia. I have Cathedral Wood Goddess started, and I need to finish her, and I love her. I don't love the chart. I don't love the giant chart that Mirabilias are printed on. I took copies, I made working copies. Even on your working copy, you have to figure out where it overlaps. It's a pain in the butt. I really don't like working on them. I would pay extra to get I would pay for the chart. And if Mirabilia offered the chart in a PDF after you bought the paper chart, like, I don't know, they could charge whatever. I would probably pay whatever. I would buy the PDF so that I would not have, so I could have the pages divided up into pages. I would so do that. Or if they would print it instead of one big chart, that would be fantastic for me too. Now, that's me. Other people, I guess, like it because they keep doing it, but I hate that giant chart. So I was looking around in my stash and I had this chart from Bella Filipina. I did not realize, I've had this chart for a while. It was unsealed. I opened it. The pages are individual pages. They're not a giant chart. Did y'all know this? I didn't know this. I had never opened it. I wasn't ready to stitch it. I didn't open it. They're individual pages. Oh my gosh. This is game changing. Game changing. She's on my list to start. I have gathered all of the flosses. I substituted some Petite Treasure braid, but I also have some of the Krynic. This Krynic color, this one, I could not find. This one was from stash that I had. I think I had this one in stash as well. So I have all of the flosses. I have the bead pack because I've had the bead pack for a while. It's on my desk. It's over there. So I have an exciting package coming from Stitchery Express. And if you have not shopped at Stitchery Express before, first of all, Cindy is awesome. I've always had good luck there. And she sells Fabric Fair fabric. My first thought was I was going to use this Picture This Plus Haunted, which she looks beautiful on. I used a fabric viewer. She looks beautiful on it, right? It's a beautiful piece. It's Lugana. It'll be nice for the beads. 28 count. Fantastic. Stitchery Express has Fabric Flair, and they have fabric that is scenes. I don't know how else to say it. They're printed fabrics. And I have a package coming that has, I don't know, 6 or 7 choices for her. I have 2 that are my top favorites. And then, but I need to see the fabric in person. I did get a shipping notice last night. I'm super excited. Next Flosstube, I hope to be able to show you that. I can't wait. I can't wait. One of them is so crazy and busy and beautiful. I think she will look awesome in it, but I need to see the fabric. So we'll see. We'll see. It maybe when it gets here, that won't be my first choice. But I'm super excited. So she will be a start soon. What else did I get? I got spring, this is called Love Cooking from Mill Hill. And it's a little apron, and I'm gonna stitch this for my future daughter-in-law. She loves to cook. She bought this apron from Anthropologie, and she wears her little apron. It's so cute. She's adorable. It's this like old school apron. My mom used to wear an apron when she cooked. Like smart, right? You don't splatter your clothes and stuff. And she has this little apron, and she hangs it on her little hook. It is adorable. So she's getting this ornament for Christmas. Okay, I also got Lord is My Shepherd from New York Dreamer. It's really pretty. Oh, these charts I got, I don't know where I got Lord is My Shepherd, maybe Kitten Stitcher. This was an exclusive to Kitten Stitcher, and I think it's an exclusive for a year, and it's Stars and Stripes by Plum Street Samplers and Shakespeare Peddler. And I ordered it, and I think it is beautiful. I love it. I love both charts. It is only available through Kitten Stitcher. So go to kittenstitcher.com. Now, when I'm on Kitten Stitcher, I can't just order one chart because that's silliness, isn't it? She had some With Thy Needle and Thread Brenda Gervais charts that I didn't have or I don't readily see. So I went ahead and ordered them. It is called The Potting Shed. Adorable. This is called Oh Starry Christmas Eve. Now I love this Santa, but I'm gonna say I'm not going to do the trees around him. I'm just gonna do the Santa. But I've never seen this pattern before. Never saw it. One for the crows. Adorable. Gardener Good Witch. Really cute. Christmas at Winterberry Cabin. I've seen this one before, but it's not readily available. Kitten Stitcher had it. Okay, so that's all from there. Now, I went down a Bella Filipina rabbit hole because I love the way these are charted. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna need more of the charts, right? Because if one is good, 15 is better. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, can I stitch all these right now? No. Did I need to buy them? Yes. So I think she's beautiful. I love her wings. Fantastic. Bellatrix. I love her. She's very, very pretty. There is a catacomb, what I call catacomb, this kind of arch thing on Fabric Flare. And I wonder if she'd be cute, like pretty on that one. I don't know. I didn't order it, but she might be neat. This is the Deity of Mourning. Beautiful colors. Love that. The Poison Apple. This is a new release. Very, very pretty. Phoenix Queen. Now she's one that I think gets overlooked, but she's really pretty. Maiden of Tub Ta? I don't know how to say these words. Now this one I have seen done on some underwater fabric. There was an underwater castle fabric that is not available from Stitchery Express right now. But she does have other underwater fabrics, and I don't even like mermaids. Like, I don't want to say I don't like mermaids. That's not right. I'm not obsessed with mermaids. I now want to stitch a mermaid. There's a cobweb up there I'm gonna have to get. Sorry, squirrel. How do cobwebs, like my house was just cleaned yesterday. How did I miss that, right? Vacuum cleaner to the rescue. So random, so random. Another Bella Filipina. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. Lakapati. She's beautiful. So I am obsessed with like ancient Egypt and pyramids and all of that. And if you've never read any stuff on pyramids, especially the newer stuff, like everything we learned in grade school, they don't even think that anymore. Like, it's crazy. I don't know what the pyramids were for, but there's some really cool like ideas floating out. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But anyhow, I thought she was beautiful. The Star of Christmas, she's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And see, I told you I didn't want any more mermaids, but then let's add a mermaid couple in. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? I don't know. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh, okay, so if you have not gone to watch, if you've never watched Niecy Lynn, I think it would be 2 videos ago, she does patriotic finishes. I think that's what it's called, patriotic finishes. And she has some drum finishes. She did the patriotic barn trio from Waxing Moon Designs. She did all 3 designs smacked up against one another, and she finished them as a drum. Brilliant. Loved it. It was gorgeous. So of course, I bought the pattern. And I thought, well, it's good for patriotic barns. It would be great for Halloween houses. Or if it would be great for Halloween houses, it would be great for a turkey trio. Do you see the rabbit holes I go down? Okay, last rabbit hole, I promise. Okay, so I have always loved these charts, and I've never done them, and I decided on a splurge, I was getting them. I don't know if I'm going to do them as ornaments or if I'm going to do them as a banner. I don't know. Anyhow, these are the hands-on designs. I'll show them individually. And they are, what is this series called? Secret Santa? I think so. Yeah, I think they're all called Secret Santa. So we have Naughty or Nice. I love his glasses. Merry and Bright. Jingle All the Way. Dear Santa. And just so you know, both me and my sister have this problem that if you buy like one pattern, you need to buy the whole series, because why would you have just one of the series? That's silly, right? Silent Night. The Santa Key. Spread Joy. And Holly Saint Nick. So those are, oh, there's also another one. I didn't realize this. So they have parts of another chart on each of the bottom of the charts. I can show you one that, because it's not going to make any sense because I didn't even realize that that's what it did. There is the part of the secret chart. Like that is part 3 of the Secret Santa. See? Isn't that cool? So if you buy all of them, you get a whole other chart. I did not know that. I literally just figured that out. Congratulations, me. Okay, so that's it. I don't have any fully finishes. Like I said, I need glue on my butt so I can finish. I get uninspired to finish, but I need to. I need to fully finish. I love them when they're done. I just don't want to sit down and do them. It's been hot here and I just don't feel like fully finishing. I know, no excuse. Because I signed up to do 52 ornaments, the goal to, and I need to fully finish 52 ornaments. I didn't think this through. I didn't think it through well. Anyhow. Okay, so thank you for joining me. So what my plans there, I forgot plans. What are my plans? I am stitching Christmas. So full-time July 1st, I'm stitching Christmas with the exception of the wedding project, which I will still stitch on. I'm not stitching on it straight. I stitch and then put it down and stitch and put it down. Like I said, it's an ongoing project that I'll be doing for a while. And when I start Gaia, once that fabric comes in, I'm pretty excited to start her. So I think I'm going to start her, and hopefully I'll have a fabric picked out next time. We'll see. Maybe I can do a couple fabrics online on Instagram and show you guys when they come in, but I will show you the rest of the order and then what I end up picking on the next Flosstube when hopefully it'll get here by then. I'm pretty sure. Stitchery Express is super fast. So hopefully I'll have that and I can start her. But with that exception, oh, I do have one more kitted project. I haven't technically started it yet, but I'll show it to you. I thought I brought this over here in case anybody was curious. So this is a to-go project. This is great for Mill Hill kits, okay? This is not great for anything kind of bigger, I think, but. So Vera Bradley had this Hello Kitty line, which I love Hello Kitty. It's supposed to be a makeup bag. I don't know that my makeup would fit all in here, but anyhow, random. So I have like some necessities in here, glasses, scissors, just things that I would use for this kit. I have taken the kit apart. It is a frosted cake, and I think that is so cute as an ornament for Mackenzie because of their wedding. So that will be one of my kids' ornaments. And I already have, I picked out a scrap piece of paper. I think this is, or fabric, not paper. I think this is 25 count pebble, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the bead pack. I have put the floss. Now I use these floss holders. 141 Designs carries these, and Frosted Pumpkin. Frosted Pumpkin rarely gets them in. So when they do, I always buy them. But Chantel has them, 141 Designs. I like to separate my floss out on them so it's easy to grab my floss. And I always use them on a Mill Hill kit. So I have that separated, and that's the kit I'm going to do. I do have some needles in here. I also have this other kit that I want to do. I want to do this ornament for myself because I used to love to roller skate. Love, 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 love to roller skate as a kid. So I thought that would be super fun to do. So it's a great travel project to stick in there. I'm going to have to get something to put my chart on. I do have a little small magnetic thing I can stick in here for my chart. Anyhow, I thought I'd show you that. So my plans are to stitch Christmas. I really need to get going on the kids' ornaments. I've started. I need to get them going. And then I also need to, I would like to do more of my Hometown Holiday series this year. I would also like to do more of my my Nativity series that I've been doing from Janlin. I think Cooler owns the design now. Are they the same company? I don't know. How does that work? I've never understood that. I have several other projects that I want to do for Christmas. So it is Christmas stitching now. So what are you guys working on? And are you staying cool? Because we had such a mild spring. We were so lucky. We did not have 90 days until like a week ago. And now it's hot. Now it's hot and humid and it's the South. So there you go. All right. Take care. Happy stitching, and I'll see you next time.